Nine different Oilers register a point here to kick off a three-game homestand. 5-2 is the final from Rogers Place against the Seattle Kraken. Welcome to the Oilers TV live post-game show. I'm your host, Tony Barr. Leon Draisaitl leading the way with his 15th career night of 4 or more points. He had 2 goals and 2 assists to tie Connor McDavid for the league lead in points, but the Oilers getting contributions throughout their lineup. Dave Tippett mentioned the fourth line this morning, looking for a little bit of energy out of that threesome. Well, they chipped in with a goal. Kyle Turris getting his first goal of the year. Kyler Yamamoto also breaking the schneid, getting his first of the year. You can see the relief and the celebration afterwards as he and Leon Draisaitl will be speaking here post-game. They'll be joined also alongside Mikko Koskinen and Duncan Keith, who also got his first goal in an Oilers uniform in his 1200th career National Hockey League game. They'll be followed up by head coach Dave Tippett in just a few moments. Stay tuned.
With you, obviously, getting that goal has to take a little bit of pressure off. How do you feel about that happening for you? And maybe tell us about the goal.
It definitely does. Anytime you start the season without a goal in the first 7 seasons, you start to worry a little bit. You guys were really good though. They were telling me it's coming, and finally it came. The goal, honestly, was just a really good pass by Drat, and kind of got a partial breakaway, and found the 5-0.
What was the coaching staff saying to you about the fact that you hadn't scored, but what was the messaging from the staff about what they were seeing from you and what they wanted from you?
The first couple games, myself included, I wasn't happy with it. But the last couple games, I thought I've definitely played a lot better hockey. But they were just telling me to get to net and keep shooting. Eventually it'll come, and tonight it finally came.
Mikko, you had a few big stops on quality chances tonight, coming off of a game where you nearly had a shutout. How have you felt the way you played the last couple of games, especially?
I don't know, today I felt like I wasn't as sharp what I can be, but I got lucky a couple of times, and we got the big win, so that's all what matters in the end.
Kyler, just how would you say your goaltender played tonight?
He was phenomenal. Between the pipes, he made a lot of big saves at a lot of crucial times. So I thought he played really well tonight.
Mikko, just in the back here, you seem like you're really in a rhythm right now with how you're playing right now. Now, I know you mentioned that you probably wanted a couple back last week in Philadelphia. Can you talk about the mindset of staying strong mentally and coming back with back-to-back performances in which you played really well?
It's pretty easy. Like I said before the season started, I just want to have fun. No matter what happens, I try to keep fun on the ice, and yeah, that's the mindset what I have, and try to keep doing that.
Kyler, after your goal, the celebrations were pretty big on the bench, and Drat smacking your butt with the stick pretty hard. Can you talk about the celebrations and what that means to you?
Oh, it's huge. Just being able to go in that huddle and, all those guys are rooting for me to score. It just means a lot, and especially the guys on the bench. It just means a lot, honestly.
Tyler, what was it like to go up against Adam Larsson tonight? It seemed like, there were a few interactions between you guys and him. Tell me a little bit about that.
No, he's a good player, funny player, but, he plays hard between the whistles. He's a really good player. We miss him on this team a lot. A good guy. But yeah, he's a hard player to play against.
There was a little bit of talk this morning about, having a different second pair with Larsson gone. What have you seen from Keith and Cece in his absence this year?
They're just steady with the puck. They know when to make the right play at the right time. They're really good in the D zone. Block a lot of shots. So those are most of the things that I've taken away, and they've been playing very well this season.
Thank you.
What's the important, Duncan, for the land acknowledgement for your team, how important is it for the land acknowledgement, and what's your perspective on that?
Well, I think that it's important for truth and reconciliation for the Indigenous people and everybody, really. I grew up in Fort Francis, Ontario, and I had a lot of friends that were Native Americans, and really close with a lot of those guys, and all great people. I brought the Stanley Cup one time back to Couchiching Native Reserve, and we had a little celebration there, very memorable times. But I just think that we as a nation, for Indigenous people, we have to understand that there's a lot of pain there too that we need to acknowledge, and it's nice to see that ceremony tonight.
Duncan, a couple of milestones for you tonight, your 1,200th NHL game and your first goal in an Oilers uniform. This being the first time that you switched teams in your career, how big is it for you personally to get your first goal under your belt with the new club?
Yeah, it was nice. A couple good players there with the assists, so it was pretty special. But just to get the win for sure. Obviously, I don't think it was our best game overall, but good teams find a way to win, and we did that tonight. And just proud and grateful to be a part of this organization. They've been welcoming since day one. This guy was the first guy to give me a call, a text, and it's. You always remember things like that, and it just shows the leadership that they got in this room here, and it's just glad to be a part of it.
I have a question for you, Leon, but just to kind of piggyback on that, Duncan, I was in the hallway when you were talking to Leon about the puck, saying from 29 to 97, how cool is it to have those two guys on a milestone puck for you?
Yeah, it is. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really think too much about milestones, but maybe as you get a little bit older, you kind of appreciate those a bit. But, you know, there's pretty good players. I got 2 Hart Trophy winners and with the assists, so it's going to be a special plaque for sure.
Leon, your line mate, Yamamoto, gets on the board for the first time this season. Just talk about how big that is, because the celebration looked pretty big on the bench. You gave him a pretty big tap after the goal. How well does that bode for your club?
Yeah, it's big. He's a big part of our group, you know, and it's tough to see teammates go through slumps like that, if that's what you want to call it. We've all been there. It's tough. He works so hard, you know, each and every day, and you know, lately he's been playing better and better, and he's been getting a few looks and they're not going in, and it's very easy to get frustrated, right? But he's been sticking with it, so this is awesome for him. It's great to see, and hopefully this opens the floodgates a little bit for him.
Leon, Duncan just acknowledged that maybe it wasn't your best game as a team. Still won. You won 2-1 the other night. You're finding different ways to pull out victories. What does that say about this team?
I think it speaks, I guess, the depth of our group, that we can win in different ways. We can win on the power play. We can win special teams in general. Our goalie can steal one. Defensemen are chipping in. Our third line has won us games. So there's all types of different ways that we can win a game, and you know, that's a pretty, I guess that's a pretty great asset to have in a team.
What do you think of there was a little bit of talk this morning, obviously, Adam Larsson not being here. Now you have a different second pair with Duncan and Cody Ceci, of course. What do you think of the way that they've played here and how they've contributed?
I think they've been great. I mean, obviously we lost a great human being and a great player in Lars. We all know that. You know, we all miss him, of course, but that's the way hockey works. But we're very lucky and fortunate to have 2 guys that are very solid. I think those 2, they've been great every game since they've been here. So, you know, it's great to see Dunky, you know, get a goal tonight. Obviously, it's his first one here, so that's special to be a part of, and hopefully Cease is getting one soon too.
And after you scored your first goal, you looked up at the video monitor a few times. Did you mean to kind of deflect it that way, or how did that kind of go?
I'd be lying if I said I'd try to do that. That was very lucky, but I'll take it.
Duncan, this is the first time we've had a chance to talk to you since Kyle Beach did a public interview, identified himself as John Doe. I just wanted to get your reaction if you had a chance to see that interview, and just what sentiment you have towards Kyle as a result of that.
Yeah, it was, I watched the interview. It was obviously heartbreaking. You know, it was tough to watch. You feel compassion for Kyle. And, you know, it's tough to imagine the pain that he's going through now. Obviously, you know, the courage that he showed in being able to speak about it. And, you know, it's just so much admiration for him. And, you know, I hope he's able to find some peace if he hasn't already. But, you know, just like I said, it was... my heart goes out to him.
I know you were asked to be part of the investigation. Were given the option by the PA when they asked you. You decided not to. Can you let us in on your reasons for that? And in hindsight, is that something that you would do differently if you could?
I think for sure. I mean, to be honest with you, you know, it happened. It was a blur. I got a phone call the morning after I was traded. And I don't even really remember the call. I was getting so many calls. And, you know, if I could do it over again, I would. There's a lot of emotions going through a trade. You know, I spent 20 years in that organization, and, you know, certainly I was, you know, excited to be an Oiler, but, you know, there's still a lot of mixed emotions with a trade, and you know, I guess if I could go back, I would do it. But at the same time, you know, my feeling was that I didn't have anything to give, so I didn't think it would help. But you know, I should have sat there for the interview.
We put ourselves right back into the hockey game going into the third period. Get a great penalty kill, finish off the kill, have a great scoring chance, and then the backbreaker tonight was the fourth goal against, and that's one that we can prevent.
Overall, how do you think the PK responded to their
They responded. That's it's a tough power play to handle. They've got a lot of different looks. Obviously they got one on us off the rush that really we had numbers in place. They just made a play through us. So that's one that we need to do a better job on. Beyond that, we got a save or two from Joey on our PK, and I thought the PKers, after that first goal against, worked hard and did a good job to fend off their opportunities.
The offense is generally consistently
His family's waiting. Let's not keep them waiting. I knew there were some issues with him somewhere.
Well, Dave, there are lots of milestones tonight, but aside from that, what did you think of the way your team played and the game tonight?
I thought Draisaitl's line was really good. I thought Keith and Cece were good, and I thought Mikko was good. We won. We were opportunistic. We capitalized on some chances, and we found a way to get 2 points.
There are a lot of players kind of missing in that group. What didn't from the
really?
Yeah.
We just didn't play as well as I'd like to see us play. But that being said, sometimes that happens when you come into a game, but you still find a way to win.
You're finding different ways to win, going back to Vancouver other nights. Is that what do you see from your team that's allowed you to do that, and what does that speak about the team as a whole?
Well, the Vancouver game on Saturday night, we were way better than we were tonight, way better. But like I say, we were opportunistic. We were a little slow tonight, slow reacting, too much coasting, not enough skating, for my liking.
A few good games out of your goaltender. What have you kind of seen from him since he's come in for Mike?
He made some real good saves. We give up some chances that were pretty good chances, and he made some big saves when he had to, and that's what you're looking for.
With Yamamoto, what have you seen from him sort of recently in trying to break through this? What was your message to him and your thoughts tonight?
His message is keep going. He's doing some things that you like in the game. He always works. He's competitive, but he's, at some point you got to start finding some results. So it's good to see him get on the board. I think hopefully that'll loosen up the grip in his stick a little bit. Feel like he gets going. When you got circles in all those columns in the scoring chances or in the scoring department, that weighs on your mind, especially as you get going into the season. So he got that first one behind him. Hopefully he relaxes and continues to play well, but can start capitalizing on some more opportunities.
Yeah, from what you've seen of him, is he? I mean, he's still a pretty young player, and they can maybe ride that confidence wave through the highs and lows. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, well, this is his really his third year now, right? So it's he's been around it long enough. He's got to figure some of those things out. But that being said, his game, his inconsistencies aren't young player inconsistency anymore. Like, he's played enough. He does a lot of things right, but at some point you just got to find a way to be a little more productive, and that's what he's working on.
Basically, you're number 2 goalie here for 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, he's played really well. Yeah, well, I mean, we expected both guys to play quite a bit, and there's Mikko, same thing happened last year a little bit too, where Smith gets hurt and he jumps in and he takes the load, and I think just about every game. He's played very well. The Philadelphia game, he probably had a couple he wanted back, but other than that, he's been very solid.
Dave, just in the back here, Duncan Keith gets his first goal as an Edmonton Oiler. Just wanted to ask you, through training camp, preseason, and the first 8 games of the season, he was brought in to be a leader. What are some of the things that some of the other guys can take away from Duncan off the ice that really bodes well for this club?
Well, I know he's a veteran guy, but he's in phenomenal shape, takes care of himself, and he's played very well. Like, you watch him play, smart player. And, if mistakes do get made, if he makes a mistake, he chases it down. He makes sure that he's going to take care of business for any mistake that's made. So he's a quick player. Like, you watch him short distances, really quick, really smart. He's just a really good veteran player. And him and Ceci were a good pair for us tonight, really good pair. It's good to see him get rewarded on the 1200th game. All right? All right.
Come into the Seattle zone, got stood up there by Susie, and the puck goes back to the right wing point. Here's Barry, he'll get it down low, scores! Barry let it go, he put it off a Draisaitl skate and in, and the Oilers are up 1-0.
Now you can direct a shot off your skate. This will be an interesting one for me.
You can direct it, you can't kick it.
Right, and it was clearly directed. There's no question about that. Oh, you got it with a stick.
Yeah, I think you got it with a stick. Let's see. Yeah, that's...
Oh, no.
Now he's a skate?
I think that's his left boot.
Left. Now that's a goal. That's not a kick.
There you go. That would not have counted about 3 years ago.
The Seattle Kraken, and up the left side comes Schwartz. In over the Oiler line as he cut to the middle, trying to split the D. A backhand scores! Jaden Schwartz splits the Oilers' defense and gets a backhand underneath Koskinen, and this game's tied at 1.
You got to have a little bit better job defending than that. Jaden Schwartz, that's his first goal of the season. He'd been snake bit, had a tremendous opportunity last night, but he took on Darnell Nurse head-to-head. And he slungshot himself past him and then backhanded one past Mikko Koskinen. And both guys have given up goals early in the game here. See how both goalies respond.
Barry comes across the line, gives it to Nugent Hopkins, left across to McDavid, a one-timer, and the save made by Decord. Sliding across. There's Barry in behind the Oiler net. Long pass up to Nugent Hopkins, in over the Seattle line, cross ice to Hyman, in front of the net, scores! Leon Draisaitl, a perfect three-way passing, and the Oilers are up 2-1.
Well, 12 for 24, 50% on the power play this year, and that time they were waiting for the drop and delay to Connor McDavid, and the Oilers stretched him up the ice on a 3-on-2. It was Tyson Barrie with about a 75-foot pass to Nugent Hopkins through the seam to Hyman, backdoor to Leon Draisaitl. He's got a second of the game.
7th of the year, 6:01 time of that goal for Draisaitl. Get to the line, he can't get it out. Long pass in front for Nurse. The backhand save by Decord for Alexiak, and that was broken up. Tanev gets it in the high slot. His pass on the right side, shoots, and off the post. Oh, that was close.
Well, they missed it.
He had the goal in the first period for Seattle. McDavid gets it out to Draisaitl. He'll shoot, save made by Decord. Draisaitl in the slot on the blue line, right wing to McDavid. Pulls it out of the right corner, makes a couple of moves, gives it to Draisaitl. He'll go towards the net, rolled off his stick. Here's Keith, scores! Duncan Keith went to the front of the net and pokes it home. Playing in his 1200th NHL game, he's given the Oilers a 3-1 lead. That is a minute 47 into this second period as Draisaitl worked it down the right wing, tried to put it on net, went off his stick right over to Keith. And Duncan Keith pots that thing home to get his first of the season. For Seattle to Alexiak, up the right wing, And bringing it in, Bastian, he'll pass to the middle. Soucy will shoot, scores! Carson Soucy steps up on the play and he rips it by Koskinen. The Oilers lead cut to 3-2.
Oilers' third and fourth lines giving up the 2 goals against at even strength in this game. They hit the trailer and Soucy, a late bloomer. Late on the rush. Turris couldn't get across and he blew one right over the blocker's side of Mikko Koskinen. Game on, 3-2.
Carson, puck in the left corner. Nugent Hopkins, 5 seconds to go in the period. Now to McDavid behind the net. Out to Draisaitl! Underneath the cord, he just stopped it. Oh, the cord made a save right at the buzzer. He'll get it off the boards and out. Skating onto it is Eberle. He'll come down the left wing in front of the net. The shot and a save by Koskinen. Out comes Turris for Edmonton. On the right wing, he'll shoot it in. DeCord couldn't stop it behind the net. Puck in the left corner. Shore in front of the net. Scores! Kyle Turris taps it home. And the Oilers have a 4-2 lead.
Well, they're even now in this game. I set a saw up in the third period. Real smart play by Devon Shore. Benson in on the forecheck. Forecheck and Devon Shore picks up the loose puck and Kyle Turris went to the net. Had an open look tap in. And he needed that one and that line needed some juice going and that'll help him.
2:57 into this third period, and Kyle Turris has extended the Oiler lead to a couple. They're up 4-2. Turris has it in the middle. It's broken half. Left wing to Nurse. To Puljujärvi behind the Seattle goal. In front to Hyman. Oh, the save made by DeCord off of Zach Hyman. Joey to the left wing. Nugent Hopkins couldn't get it through to Draisaitl. Now Draisaitl has it. In over the line to Yamamoto. He'll go to the net. Scores! Tyler Yamamoto! He goes 5-hole to get his first of the year, and the Oilers are up 5-2.
That was a pretty nice play there. Leon Draisaitl just Yamamoto with the anticipatory steal in the neutral ice area, give and go, and Draisaitl serves it up right on a platter for him. Nice interior little forehand pass to open up a seam, and Tyler Yamamoto, he needed that one. He's had a good game.
Nice setup by Leon Draisaitl. Perfect pass to spring Yamamoto. And the Oilers, 8 seconds to go. Crowd gives the Oilers a solid round of applause as the time comes off the clock. And the Edmonton Oilers will improve to 7-1-0 on the season on the strength of a 5-2 win over the